Listen, I've had my opinions of her, but if you guys have read the Punchline story,
Get out of here.
no.
I'm not saying she's not a
Get out of here. We're going to be having weekly top 5 or top 10 topics that we're going to be pulling out of this show. This week's top 10 is going to be Batman villains. So we'll just discuss Batman villains and see where it goes. So we can start obscure and then go all the way to the end. But I think that there's a hell of a rogues gallery. We can go across all the angles of Batman. So we can talk about Cesar Romero's mustache or the many iterations of Catwoman in the 60s show. We can talk about Bane's funny voice, or we can talk about
That's your Bane voice?
yeah, it's not so I didn't get a chance to practice it. that was super improv. But I think out of the Spider-Man's up there, but I think Batman's got the a pretty good rogue galley of villains to pull from. So what are your guys' thoughts on Batman's villains? I know the kids are big Batman guys.
There's a lot of them, but you would be surprised that the ones that everybody's familiar with, the iconic ones, there's only like about 10 of those guys. And it's hard. It was hard because I was going, when you put the thing in the text, I was going off the top of my head for like ones that I would name. And a lot of times you're like, yeah, how can I not do this list without this guy on the list or this guy? Because they're just, when you think Batman and you think the people that he opposes, they're automatically on it. So I had to dig deep to even find one that wouldn't be in the standard like list of them. So
who is it?
I have a favorite from the animated series back in the day because I was always tripping out on him. Turns out he's been around since the late 70s, and that's the history teacher who went psycho after his wife died, Maximilian Zeus. Maximilian Zeus.
Are you sure he wasn't in the regular TV
That guy's dope. I love him.
Didn't he come out on the Batman video game also, right? He comes out in one of the video games.
He's in one of the Batman video games, yeah.
Yeah. He was pretty dope. Yeah.
So what's his deal? I'm not familiar with Maximilian Zeus.
Well, he's yeah. So in the comic book, he's a history professor, and his wife dies tragically, and it causes him to like lose his marbles, and so he identifies with the king of Olympus, and becomes like a crime lord with like a ancient Greece theme. I think in the animated series though, he's more of a tech mogul, kind of like Bruce Wayne, but he's so enamored with the ancient Greek mythology that he sets up the top of his business tower as like Olympus itself. So it's got gardens and waterfalls and deer running all over the place, and he's manufactured a piece of technology that looks like a steel lightning bolt, but it actually fires electricity from it. So I remember the episode where Batman goes to the top to confront him, and Maximilian Zeus is just hurling lightning at Batman everywhere to try and kill him. It's a pretty entertaining episode.
What do you got, Isaac?
Well, damn, we're going for obscure.
No, dude, we're just gonna throw them all on the wall.
For like the bottom of my list, I would say like Killer Croc. Like this dude.
Who's Killer Croc? What's his deal? I mean, I know who it is, but we gotta give a little bit of history, and I don't know if everybody's as detailed as Mr. Scott here, but
I'll make go Havoc first. I didn't expect all this.
All right, I got one for you guys.
Go for it.
Since Josh went obscure,
Yeah, that's why I was like, damn it.
Well, look, it's you can go through, like I said, you can go through the normal stuff that we've seen in the movies over and over and over again, and all of those guys have definitely earned their spot in the villains list. But Maximilian Zeus was actually one of the ones that's not in that normal 10 that I could remember off the top of my head. There was a couple of others, but they were not nearly as interesting.
Well, I'll go
For
next
sure.
if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
You just gave me the question right now. When Joss went obscure, I thought right away came Calendar Man.
Yeah.
Calendar Man. Tell us about Calendar Man.
Basically, he designs like machinery, like to do his bidding, and all his obsession is with all the different themes of holidays, weekdays, and seasons. So, he'll make a whole thing for like a Christmas thing, but it's all deadly, or Halloween. But he'll go based on all his clues is based through calendar dates and times and stuff like that. So that's one of the more obscure Batman villains that that came out.
That's cool. All right, here's the one I got for you guys. It is from the 1960s Batman series, King Tut.
Yeah, King
I
Tut.
I told you.
King Tut's
I
a
brought
fictional
that up to
character
John.
in the television series Batman. Character made his debut in The Curse of Tut. He was created by Earl Barrett, Robert C. Dennis, and Charles O. Rondeau, and portrayed by Victor Buono. I remember this guy was annoying, and
I have no idea who this is.
you never watched the old school Batman show?
I
Remember him showing up in the Lego Batman movie?
I never liked the old Batman 66. I thought it was too corny.
Yeah, it was pretty corny. And he was the elote supreme as far as corny goes. So he was something special. That's for sure. He was, I don't know, he was very like flamboyant and just weird. So since we're going since Josh went out there with the Maximilian Zeus, then my one that I could put out there was King Tut.
No way, I got one better than both of you.
Oh,
Super
here we go.
scared.
Here we go.
Bring it,
So
bring it.
this-
What do you got, Liz?
Bring it.
Okay, well, it also comes from the Batman 66 television show, but how can you not like classic Vincent Price playing Egghead?
That's what
On-
John Padilla just said.
Dude. All of his crimes are egg motifs. He's got this big dome ball, and he was the his like quote unquote like superpower, but it really wasn't a superpower. Is that he was like the world's smartest criminal. What is it with bald guys and criminals in the DC universe? You got Lex Luthor for Superman, you got friggin' Egghead for Batman.
Hey,
And those episodes were so good. Like he plays that stuff just perfectly.
You want me to put the
Perfectly.
egghead up?
Egghead.
Yeah, I've never seen this Egghead before.
You have
Okay, let me
pictures? Yeah.
see.
He just has like a big. He almost looks like a. Just imagine cone head, but instead of having a cone, it's just more domed on the top.
Ah, okay.
But Vincent Price, yeah, he was trying to always steal like Fabergé eggs and like the world's largest like something like in his like car was like a little like egg with a yolk. It had like the interior was like yellow to look like the yolk, but he had like a white car. Yeah, there he is.
Wow.
Dude.
They even made a
But he was
Negro of
also
him.
from the
He
comic
was-
books.
Yeah, he was in the Lego Batman movie too.
Here he is in Lego Batman.
Yeah. But he is a comic book character too.
Didn't know he existed.
And he would always use stuff like exactly and excellent and but just imagine Vincent Price saying those things. You know what I mean? Like it's one thing to read them in the comic books, but then to have like Vincent Price portray something like that. Oh, it was so good. There you go. Top that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We're gonna have to change it to the top 10 worst Batman villains. That could
Top
be a different
10
show.
fun Batman villains.
There you go. All right, so Isaac's got Killer Croc on here. He's kind of
I don't even
mainstream, though,
want to
right?
go with Killer Croc. You guys made it. You gotta
Well,
find
change
someone
your pick.
different.
He's like, I only
I'm
know
gonna go
cool Batman bad guys.
You guys know Professor Pig, right?
I don't.
Yeah.
Lázaro Valentina, the deranged.
That guy's
like,
creepy.
He was into like Twisted Surgeon, and he was just.
Oh
he was a
yeah.
psychopath. He kidnaps Gotham citizens and transforms them to his obedience. He's just a weirdo, dude. He was a part of a circus of strange, also like a little group of circus freaks.
Oh, yeah, he came out on the Gotham show, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
remember.
I think he also came out on one of the video games too.
yeah. He was in the Injustice video game and the Arkham Knight.
Yeah. That's a good one.
But yeah, he has like it's kind of like bunny mask, but he has a pig mask instead.
This is kind of fun.
Another good one was Scarface, the fucking puppet with Arthur.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Padilla also said that too. He said Kite Man and Condiment Man. and
Oh,
Scarface.
Condiment Man.
Condiment Man.
You should have said obscure Batman villains, not
Well, because
top 10
it's more
Batman
fun
villains.
digging deep for these guys than it is to say Joker, Riddler, Penguin.
I just want to say for the record that I remembered Maximilian Zeus off the top of my head.
It's true.
I didn't have to do a quick Google search like you bastards.
But no, but
I
then
I didn't do that with King
Disney
Tut.
TV show.
Like
That's
That
what we
Calendar
came up
Man
with
came up
because-
like this. It popped up.
Out of all of these, I had heard of King Tut, and I did hear of Professor Pig in Arthur and Scarface, but I wouldn't have thought to when you guys said them, a light bulb went off, and I was like, oh yeah, King Tut. That came from here, but I was inspired by the obscurity of Maximilian Zeus. So
What's Jose's?
What's his name? King Clock. He's from I remember the episode.
Adventures.
What is his name?
No, I'm saying he's from the cartoon, right?
Yeah, I remember. And he's the one that stops the time, and then he puts he does something to the Batmobile where it's like they're like everybody else is traveling around him, but then you realize like, oh man, the way the time works, if they even clip their car, it's like gonna create like a disaster or something. I forget his name. I think it's King Clock though.
let me see if I can find King Clock.
He's from Batman the Animated Series, or King Time, or Mr. Clock. I don't remember.
I know who you're talking about. He
But I
was always like, all the trains are always on time, and that's how he escapes. And
Yes.
yeah,
Remember that?
Clock King.
There you
Clock
go.
King. There you go.
He's got that
Pull up the pic-
stopwatch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
His head's a stopwatch, right? No, he spins it. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
there
remember
you
this
go.
guy.
He was also in the Lego Batman, wasn't he?
I don't
Yeah,
remember. What? That was crazy. That's funny. Oh, and the Brave and the Bold, he came out looking all extra.
Look at this one. He has actual clock for a head.
Well,
Yeah.
look at-
Oh, there you go.
he
His
was
glasses
also,
are.
was he also in the
clocks.
66 Batman?
Go
Yeah.
down. Go
Oh, was he?
He was also in the 66 Batman, right there,
Oh,
Oh.
looking like the Mad Hatter.
with the top hat.
They took inspiration because of his the glasses. They're shaped like clocks on his eyes.
Sinister eyebrows. Holy smokes. When Batman would be like, "What are you doing here?" "I'm just browsing."
I'm on time.
Well, Isaac brought up that creepy one, Professor Pig. You know, the other one I have a hard time reading about is Zaz.
Oh yeah.
That guy.
Victor Zaz.
They need to get rid of that guy. If they ever need to do like a Silence of the Lambs, like there you go. Just bring that fool out. Ugh.
That's another good character.
He was in. Wasn't he in the movie too?
He was in the Gotham show.
No, he was on the Harley Quinn movie.
He showed up in Batman Begins too. He was just in jail.
I was gonna say, he was locked up, huh?
Yeah, he was already locked up.
Yeah.
And he was also in the video game too. One of the video games.
Fucking psychopath is what he is.
That guy. I don't
So
like that guy.
we've got 9 obscure Batman villains so far. Let's see. I got a million in my head that are not obscure. You know, to Isaac's point.
What about the Firebug?
You know what?
Firebug.
There's another one.
Firefly?
Or Firefly. Firefly, that's what it is.
Didn't Maximilian Zeus show up in Wonder Woman at one point in the comics?
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember now.
I know that I remember seeing something that he fought against Batman and the Outsiders at one point, like in an Olympic event.
I got another one.
But,
I couldn't remember what his name was.
what?
Louis the Lilac, played by none other than Milton Berle. And that was a great episode because it had Milton Berle as Louis the Lilac. It had Vincent Price as Egghead, and it had King Tut all in the same episode.
What?
They were all.
Wow.
It was like a gathering of the. And he would put out.
Isn't he the uncle from Bewitched?
Yes, Milton Berle. Yeah, he's the one that would always. Louis the Lilac. And I remember the first episode. There was like this big. Everybody was like all peace, love, and hippy dippy stuff because it had all these pheromones where he made everybody super happy. Then he would go and like steal shit. And the things that he was stealing was the same thing that like Egghead wanted because it was like a Fabergé egg or something like that. And then on top of that, King Tut was getting super pissed too because all of his followers were leaving him and following Louis the Lilac instead. It was so good. Oh man. Sorry. I'm remembering all of the TV show that AJ and I would watch it all the time when we would be at the store. It was great.
All right, there you have it. 10. It went from 10 top Batman characters to 10 super obscure Batman characters or villains. So, do we want to transition to actual?
Well, before we do,
Actual super.
got 2 things. Number 1. For those of you that are watching the show, go ahead and put in who you think is the best obscure Batman villain. You know it's Maximilian Zeus, but just to confirm it, go ahead and put it in the comments. And secondly, I would be interested to hear who everybody's favorite Batman villain is.
In the comics, Louis the Lilac has only been referenced as Professor Lilac in the Gotham Academy because I've seen if he was ever in the comics.
There you go.
And he's only been in that as a professor. He's never been actually in the comics. He was in the cartoon. He was in the show. And then he's only been in the animated The Brave and the Bold. But he never made like an actual comic cameo until the Professor Lilac in Gotham Academy by Becky Cloonan.
Listen, I've had my opinions of her, but if you guys have read the Punchline story...
Get out of here.
No.
I'm not saying she's not a
Get out of here.
Actually, the biggest villain in Batman's Rogues Gallery is Bob Kane. Robbing Bill Finger for being penniless on his dying bed. Put Bob Kane at the top of the list. Fuck that guy.
sucker.
There you have it. Those are the top 10 Batman villains as voted by our people on the live stream and the crew for Collection Connection. come back every week and we'll have another crazy top 10 story for you folks.